Okay, the next problem is talking about a Ferris wheel. The wheel is 3 feet off the ground, so when you first sketch your graph, similar to the other one, you actually have to move it up so that the whole thing is 3 feet off. And then you'll have to recalculate what your midline is, or your locator axis. We know that the diameter of the Ferris wheel is 38. So that means from your 3 feet, at some point you're going to reach a full height of 41 feet. And that means we can use our radius as our amplitude. Also, it tells us that the period length is 10 because a full revolution takes 10 seconds. You know that when we graph, we have to always divide our graph up into 4 sections so that we can do our 5-point method. So that's why I went ahead and divided this up, so I'll know that each section is worth 2.5 seconds. From here, I marked my highest point because it told me my highest point was 4 seconds in. So I guess it took them a little while to load up all the Ferris wheel. So the highest point was at 4. And then from there, I used my 2.5 to calculate my initial point. And then I drew little increments here so that I could draw the rest of my graph. Now, you have a choice of whether you do cosine or if you go ahead and calculate that initial point for sine. Sine typically makes more sense because you're starting at that first level, but it doesn't matter. Either one is fine. And then from there, you need to identify your locator point. If you're doing cosine, your locator point is the point 441. If you're doing sine, then your locator point is the point 1.5, 22. And I got that 22 by adding my radius to my 3 feet off the ground. And then from here, you write your equation. So if you're doing cosine, I'm going to use this number. So it would be 19 cosine. My period is 10. So 10 equals 2 pi over b. So if I solve that for b, then I get 10b equals 2 pi divided by 10. So like our previous problem, I also get pi over 5. So pi over 5, and then x minus 4, and then plus 41. If you do sine, then it will be the same thing, except you will be using your other locator point right here, x minus 1.5, and then plus 22. Both equations are correct.